Whether you've fallen off the wagon, been encircled by the wagons, or you're sleeping in a wagon, if you want to get back on the trail, you need to know how to get back on the horse. Where's this cowboy metaphor going? Either way, it requires true grit. Oh yeah, now I remember. It can be pretty daunting to start back training after a long time away, be it illness, injury, surgeries, or life just getting in the way. There are going to be questions and fears, and you're going to have doubts as to if and how much you can do. You want to know what the right moves are and which ones you need to avoid. And we're creatures of habit, so if your habit's been to not do it, then that's a hard habit to break. So this is the easy peasy intro program for anyone who's not bedridden. So if you're walking around, getting into cars, sitting, going upstairs, or reaching for things in a fairly normal life, but you're not training and you want to start, the program focuses on mastering the core's ability to resist the forces that are being created by your hips and shoulders. That's the key to unlocking any upper or lower body movements and is the basis for any other training that you do. And these are the same forces that you're currently resisting in everyday life. You just may not be aware of it. This is not a bodybuilding, powerlifting, sports-specific training, fat-burning, cardio-improving program. They're all advanced, specialized programs, and they all leverage off your ability to be able to competently do this one. So let's do this. There's a recommended warm-up of 10 minutes on a bike, or if you don't have one, walking on the spot, but it's not imperative. The essential part is 3 exercises for the shoulders, 3 exercises for the hips, 1 exercise for the core. There's also a recommended warm down of 5 minutes in the same fashion, but it's really up to you. So what do you get for your warm up? Well, 1, practice breathing correctly, 2, activating your TVA, 3, engaging your anal lock, and 4, you'll increase your blood flow, elevate your heart rate, and burn off a few calories. But that's not really the purpose. If you cycle, keep your shoulders back, your pelvis level, and fully use your ankle. With breathing, there are so many right ways to do it. So I suggest you alternate 1 minute of breathing, expanding your rib cage, and 1 minute of breathing into your belly. Supporters of either will hate the other, but I actually think they're both useful. As you do it though, try and keep your belly button pulled into your spine. It's going to feel strange, and it's really challenging to breathe into your belly while keeping your belly button pulled into your spine, but that's why you do the 10 minutes. Practice. If you're walking on the spot, then same idea. Shoulders back, standing tall as if a string is pulling you up from the ceiling. Your belly button's in, you're alternating the breathing each minute, and your pelvis is level. When you go onto one leg, squeeze the glute of the other leg. Keep the weight on the outside of the foot, but the big toe still on the floor. Now it's the weights, and I can't stress this enough. The weight that you lift is a distant third to good alignment and trying to get as much activation as possible. Really slow the movement down and focus on it. The shoulder workout, it has the same cues as walking on the spot. Your hands are just hooks though. Focus on moving your elbows. Ensure that the weight sits evenly in the hand and squeeze the life out of it. When you do the front shoulder raise, keep your scapula retracted. The shoulder press, scapula retracted, and fire the lat as a stable base. When you do the bent over rowing hip hinge, keep your scapula retracted. For the hip workout, externally rotate your hips and knees. Stem the outsides of your feet, big toes on the floor. Sit backwards to get into the bar. Resist the urge for your knees to go forward. Then, when you're ready to lift, anal lock on, squeeze your belly button into your spine, count 2, 1, and then lift off. The hands again are just hooks. The hips are doing all the lifting. When you do the second and third lifts, called the suitcase lift, it's the same thing. Just keep the shoulder retracted. Now for your core, go onto all fours. If your knees hurt, then use pillows. If it's tough getting off the floor, then do it on the bed. Go on all fours and pull your belly button into the ceiling. Hold that for up to 3 minutes. If you can do that, then the next session, hold one arm out for 90 seconds and then swap. Keep the shoulders back. If you can do that, then the next session, hold one leg out for 90 seconds, contracting the glute. If you can do that, then the next session, hold one arm and one leg out for 90 seconds, then swap. This workout teaches you to engage your core to resist lateral and rotational forces, and it reconditions the lifting mechanics in your shoulders and hips. The weight you start at needs to be light enough to perform the movements as perfectly as possible. Start light. There's always tomorrow to increase the weight. Reps can be anything from 10 to 25, so vary on different days. Try this. Now you're going to notice this is a 7-day-a-week affair. The daily repetitions are going to make this a lot easier. Increase the weight at least once a month, but when you do it by small amounts. On arms, increase by 1 to 2 kilos. On legs, 5 to 10 kilos. Now I use axle stands for the hips because at least once a month, every month, I can drop it down by 1. But if you don't have that, then just stand on something that gets progressively higher as the months go on. I like the ratchet style axle stand because the increments are much smaller and you can pick them up for about 20 quid. You can also pick up a barbell for under 20 pounds and buy weight discs from the supermarket, and as you get stronger, just buy more. And if that's not an option, just use a suitcase for the hip movement and a rucksack or bin bags for the arm. It's important to realise that initially the weights you're lifting will be similar to that you're lifting when you're doing shopping or travelling. That's activity. This is training, and you're doing it so that you can learn to do it correctly. So when you do it in normal life, you're doing it properly. Normal life is a percentage of maximum ability. If normal life and max are close, then life's a struggle. If they're far apart, then life's easy. So start creating the distance. I hope this helps. If you run into problems, then send me a message or leave a comment below. And if you like what I prescribe, please subscribe. Woo!